with dreaming big. The problem is staying consistent. We set these huge sweeping goals like, I'm going to completely change my lifestyle, or this is it. This is the year I finally get it all together. And then we get overwhelmed or burned out. We try to change everything at once, or we commit for a whole year without even stopping to ask, is this even working for me? The truth is, when it comes to achieving goals, smaller is smarter. Instead of trying to overhaul your life, try picking one small thing, something that easily fits into your daily routine, something so simple it almost feels too easy. But that's the point. Consistency builds confidence. Don't say, I'm going to start eating clean. Say, I'm going to add 2 servings of vegetables to my plate every day. Don't say, I'm going to work out and lose 30 pounds. Say, I'm going to commit to taking a 15-minute walk every day on my lunch break. Keep it small, keep it specific, and most importantly, keep it sustainable. One trick I've found really helpful in setting goals is short intervals. I don't commit to a goal for a whole year. I commit for a month. That gives me time to try it out, see how it fits in my life, and then reassess. Did I enjoy it? Did it work with my schedule? Is it something I can keep up with long term? And if it is, that's great. Keep going. But if it's not, well, that's okay too. You didn't fail. You just learned something about yourself. And along the way, remember to give yourself grace. Progress isn't always a straight line. Some days won't go as planned. You might miss a few days, lose momentum, or hit a rough patch. But that doesn't mean you're off track for good. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater just because things got off track. Try to see each day as a fresh start. You can't undo yesterday, but you can choose what you do today. And that choice is where your power is. Another tip, set yourself up for success before you even begin working toward a goal. One of the best ways I've found to do this is by journaling and asking myself key questions like, what would help me achieve this? What might get in the way? And what am I really hoping to gain from this? Getting clear on those things gives me direction and motivation. This year, I decided I wanted to cut down on my consumption. That's a pretty big, vague goal. So I broke it into monthly challenges. In January, I committed to no eating out or ordering in. To set myself up for success, I stocked the house with groceries and some quick meals like frozen pizza for the nights I knew I'd be too tired to cook. I took photos of each meal I made, I savored every bite, and I really soaked in the pride of creating something myself. And by the end of the month, I had saved money, improved my cooking skills, and realized I could make better food than most restaurants. In February, I took on no Amazon orders. I know, bold move. Considering how many packages some of us get, I expected this one to be tough. But it was actually surprisingly easy. I realized that so many of my purchases were just impulsive. And if I waited a day before buying something, most of the time, I didn't even want it anymore. That goal helped me detach from my need to constantly consume. And guess what? I kept going with no food delivery too, because it had become a habit that felt good. Then in March, I challenged myself not to drink anything from a non-reusable container. That's right, no Diet Cokes, no canned energy drinks, nothing. And let me tell you, this one was hard. I realized that by the end of the day, that little treat was the only thing keeping me emotionally afloat. And that's okay. Not every goal will work for you. The important thing is not to beat yourself up when it doesn't. Just like you'd never call a friend a failure for trying something new and realizing it wasn't for them, don't talk to yourself that way either. Be gentle, be kind. That's part of the process. It's also okay to let go of a goal when it no longer serves you. I used to set these really ambitious reading goals every year until I realized I was just stressing myself out trying to meet a number. It was taking the joy out of reading. So I stopped. And guess what? I enjoy books a lot more now. And finally, celebrate your wins. When you finish a goal, don't just move on to the next thing. Take a moment and really reflect. Think about how far you've come since you started. Acknowledge your growth and be proud of yourself. And if you want, yes, reward yourself. A little positive reinforcement goes a long way. So remember, keep your goals small and specific. Set yourself up for success. Be kind and flexible. And most importantly, celebrate your progress, not just the outcome. Because real change doesn't come from perfection, it comes from persistence. You are capable, you are resilient, and your goals, whatever they are absolutely within reach. But if you take away one thing today, let it be this: consistency beats intensity. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start. Start small, start now, start messy, and keep showing up. This week, I challenge you to pick one small, specific goal. Something so easy, it almost feels silly. Write it down. Try it for 7 days, just 1 week. Track it, reflect on it, and notice how it feels. Because you don't need a new year to start. You just need a moment. So here it is, your moment. What will your small step be? Thank you. And keep going. You've got this.
Thank you very much. I needed that today. I actually did. Thank you. I'll give everyone a minute. I didn't last time, but this time I'll give everyone a minute. Please give some words of encouragement or something you thought about the speech. Starting now, 1 minute. All right. 1 minute is over. Thank you very much, speakers. So far, we've had great speakers. Protege, uh, setting goals, the best way, small. We will now go to table topics. Theodore, are you ready for table topics? Is Theodore here?
Yes.
Great, wonderful. So I'll now turn control over to Theodore Mannings. Is that Mannings with an S?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I just want to make sure my Mannings. Okay. Not like Peyton Manning or Theodore Mannings.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Turn control over to you, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Rodney. Today we are we're doing table topics, which are 1 to 2 minute responses to a question that I have. The theme for today will be summer, and I have a few questions about summer. And would anyone like to volunteer at this time? Anyone can answer a question. Our guests are included in this if they would like to. Uh, I would like to open up the floor if anyone would like to respond to a question I have about summer. Toastmaster Toy. Okay, I see you there. Okay. My first question is, what are some of your favorite summer festivals and why?
Some of my favorite summer festivals right now in the season of life that I'm in as a mom is very much child related. So in the summer, I like to go to various cities and go to carnivals. There's usually a carnival in nearby cities. I also like to do the festivals where the kids can paint, get face makeup, and play games. When I was younger, I used to enjoy going to the music festivals. Downtown Detroit, they host several music festivals in the summertime. So I did enjoy going to those, especially the jazz concerts, because I do enjoy jazz music. In the summer, it's just a great time to get out of the house, get some fresh air, enjoy the sights and the scenery and the people watching. It's always interesting people when you go to summer festivals. I remember one year I went to a festival and I saw a Michael Jackson impersonator, and that's always fun. And to hear all the wonderful questions that the kids ask about the different people that we encounter at those festivals. So, in conclusion, I enjoy summer festivals, especially ones where my kids can be occupied and where I can hear great music. Thank you, Toastmaster Theo.
Thank you, Toastmaster Toy. That's really great. I'm in that season now too, of finding things to do with the kids. And I used to go to like the jazz festivals, the R&B cities, and everything like that. So, and actually performed in a couple of them. So, so that's cool. Would anyone like to go next? Kim, see you there. Okay. I have a question here. What are your favorite summer activities?
My favorite summer activities involve baseball. I love baseball. My husband and I get tickets 3, 4, 5 times a year for the Toledo Mud Hens. And they are a wonderful team. They're the minor league affiliate of the Tigers. So you get to see Tigers before they come up to Detroit. Or last week, Parker Meadows was in town rehabbing. So it's just a wonderful time. And I always get seats really close to the top so I don't have to use my knees. And it is just a wonderful time. They have um, they have entertainment for the kids, Muddy and Madonna. They have music in between innings, and it is just a wonderful time. And every once in a while, I have to accede to an usher to move my seat. Great time. And every once in a while, I get up to Detroit, and we're probably going to try to see a major league game this year in Chicago, either the White Sox or the Cubs. Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Kim, for answering that. Uh, yeah, I learned something new today. I didn't. I always forget about the minor leagues, so and that they're so close here for the Tigers. So that's good, and I'm glad you have a great time. I like going to Tigers games too, so that's my favorite thing to do during the summer. Would anyone like to go next? Just a couple more questions. Oh, okay. Uh,
I raised my hand. This is practice.
Okay.
I said I'm listening. I'm a little sick, but I'd like to give it a shot on your table topic.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. My question for you is, what is your favorite summertime food and why?
Oh, thank you, Table Topics Toastmaster. My favorite summertime food, if you can call ice cream a food, it would be vanilla ice cream cones and dilly bars from Dairy Queen. It would be watermelon. I love the fruit. And it would also be honeydew melons and cherries. And a reason, oh, and root bar, I forgot that because in upstate New York, we used to pick that out of my neighbor's yard. The root bar, climb the cherry tree and get chased out. And everybody had watermelon. My favorite meat at the time would have been some barbecue ribs or barbecue chicken. And for the dessert, it would always be apple pie. And those are the things that I can remember that I ate a lot in the summertime when I was a little girl. And so I still eat those same things pretty much today, but I don't eat the ribs because I don't eat pork anymore. But I think the favorite food for me really is just being able to get all these different fruits that are so fresh and not always available during the other seasons of the year. And as a matter of fact, later this month, I found out about the Cherry Festival in Traverse City, and I'm going to go there and take some of my grandchildren to the Cherry Festival. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Precious. Yeah, definitely check out the Cherry Festival. Is really great. I've been. I love Traverse City. And yeah, I agree with Toastmaster Toy. You're making me hungry as well with all the fruits, the different foods. I do have one more question if anyone would like to participate. Oh, Toastmaster Rodney, I see you there. I'm flipping through the different. Okay. My question for you, Toastmaster Rodney, is what is your favorite summertime tradition and why?
Thank you, Table Topics Master. That's a great question. What is my favorite summer tradition? It would have to be around the 4th of July. You invite family over to grill out, and you know you're going to go see the fireworks later, but you're looking around at your children, and they're all finally getting along, and you can smell the burgers cooking. You can smell the other things on the grill, the baked beans, potato salad, and you think to yourself, wow, this is perfect. This is wonderful. And then we do this about every year. But as children grow older, they move farther away and it gets harder. So I miss those days when they were younger and you could get together and have those special times and you can finally see the kids getting together, not fighting. Sometimes they do. They'll rib one another, but that's just the way it is. That's my favorite summertime situation. Thank you very much. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rodney. One of my favorite things to do is we barbecue as well, and we pull out the cornhole and the volleyball nets. We have all the summer games out in the backyard, and I recently bought my daughter a small little moon bounce house situation. So, but that will be a new addition out there this year. But yeah, I love it. I love making traditions and making memories. and holding on to those memories. So thank you for that. And at this moment, I will turn it back over to you, Toastmaster Rodney.
All right. Thank you very much, Table Topics Master. It's fun to be Table Topics Master. You can call on people, you can make up your own thing, and you can find out about different people and what they like. So thank you very much. I will now call on our general evaluator, Rika Corey. Rika, you will now be in charge of the general evaluation and the meeting. I'm turning control over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rod. Greetings, everyone, to our Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our guest, Kim. The purpose of the general evaluator is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. During the meeting, the evaluator takes notes on everything that happens and doesn't happen. I will evaluate each participate and have been doing so on the meeting program and look for good examples of preparation, organization, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. At the end of the meeting, I will give my report. At this time, I would like to also introduce our speech evaluators, the grammarian and timer. I'm doing it ahead of time, perhaps. So our speech evaluator for Toastmaster Jelena, I believe, I don't remember who that was. I think
I am the evaluator one.
Okay. And then is Jelena, and then for speaker number 2, I think we had one speech, right?
We had Karen step in.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah,
Okay,
and then we
so-
had Jelena.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Rod. And then for Jelena's speech, I need someone to fill in that blank. I apologize, I didn't.
That was Jelena's speech will be evaluated by Kim Kensler-Prager.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Karen. And then the grammarian for today is Toastmaster Toy Johnson, and the timer for today is Toastmaster Karen Baird. And with that, I turn over control of the meeting back to Toastmaster Rod.
Okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go through the evaluating team. We already know what they do. And our timer is Karen Baird. I'll now turn control over to Karen to tell us our times.
Okay, so for the rest of the meeting, the time allotted for the evaluations is 2 to 3 minutes for the evaluations. So I will be timing those evaluations as they take place. And 1 minute is allotted each for the grammarian's report and the timer's report. And so with that, we'll go to our first evaluator, which will be Jelena evaluating my speech. Jelena, please step up to the microphone and present your evaluation.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you for your amazing speech. I thought it was a very engaging beginning. You drove your point home without really having to say it outright. We all have help along the way, but you kind of helped us come to our own conclusion on that. I liked that you stated the aims of your speech. I liked the emphasis on certain words, the changes in volume, the gestures, and the body movement. You had a moment where you shared some vulnerability and you kind of leaned in, and it felt like I was talking to a friend. It really generated some intimacy between you and the audience. I did hear one or two ums, which is very uncharacteristic of you since I'm always finding myself admiring how you're able to take pauses and let the silence sit while you collect yourself. I thought you had some great uses of vocabulary. I like that after you shared a personal story, you summarized what we were to take away from it and related it back to what we do here in Toastmasters. I loved when you started talking about enthusiasm and commitment and you brought an urgency to your tone. When you started talking about Toastmasters, I think it really hit home for all of us in the audience. So that was a great connection. And I liked at the end that you summarized the main points and then had a callback to the beginning of your speech. To improve, to challenge yourself, I would say make an effort not to start sentences with so. I would also say be aware of your movements. Don't rock back and forth in a way that doesn't feel purposeful or touching your hair, etc. I also would have liked to end on a higher note. I feel like you had a great crescendo of meaning, but the ending kind of seemed a little abrupt. But overall, I thought it was a great speech as always. You came across very engaging. You led with experience that made you a credible speaker, and you really connected with your audience. So great job.
Thank you. So we can move on now to our next evaluator, which will be Kim Kensler. Kim, please give us your evaluation on Jelena's speech.
Jelena, I loved your speech. It was excellent. The I have heard many goal setting speeches, presentations, but I've never heard one boil down to 3 words. Keep it small, specific, sustainable. Choose your goal. The whole speech was excellent. You used gestures, vocal variety, and you really moved the moved the speech along. I love particularly when you said celebrate your wins, and it was louder. And you tied it all up together with a call to action. One thing to challenge yourself, I think you were all over the board sometime with your hand gestures. Sometimes they were purposeful, sometimes you're not. And one thing to look at is, were you looking at the camera? Sometimes I thought you were looking around or looking at individual people. All in all, great speech. I enjoy listening to you talk, and I look forward to your next speech wherever I'm at. Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you. And now we'll have our general evaluator introduce the timer and grammarian team members.
Yes, I did do that out of order, and I apologize. So our grammarian is Toastmaster Toy Johnson, and our timer is Toastmaster Karen.
So let's go to our grammarian.
So I will hand it over to Toastmaster Toy as our grammarian.
Thank you, Toastmaster General Evaluator Rika. I accede to giving the grammarian report today. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take notes of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. All right, so our word of the day was accede, and I have Rodney, Jeremy, and Kim and myself who use the word of the day. For grammatical usage and filler words, I did not notice any from Rodney, so good job, Rodney. For Karen, I did notice in your speech, and I did hear those. For Theo, I did hear several so's in your speaking portion. For myself, I noticed me using I also noticed Kim using a couple of times. Precious, I did not notice any filler words, as well as Jelena, I did not notice any filler words. For my thoughts on some of the speaking portions, for Karen, I really love the example that you used for the protege as a recipient of someone's mentoring, and that coaching is different from mentoring. Coaching is how you do something. Mentoring is not just keeping kids busy, but about the relationships. And my mentor was interested in the relationship with me also. For Jelena, you had some great usage and examples throughout your speech. I noticed that smaller is smarter. I love that. Set yourself up for success before you start. Consistency beats intensity. That's awesome. You don't need a year to start, you only need a moment. So, great job with that. You had great energy as well, and the use of intonation in your voice was really good. And Theo, you did a great job of commenting on everyone's table topic. So, great job, everyone. And I'll pass it back to Toastmaster Rika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Grammarian. So next I will introduce our Toastmaster for a timer, Toastmaster Karen.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I did not regrettably accede to the demands of timing because I neglected to time the first two prepared speeches. But I want to say they felt like they were within the right time. So let's just go with that. Although as Toastmasters, we are supposed to literally time our speeches. So I picked up back on my duties. I acceded when it got to table topics. For Toy's topic on festivals, she spoke for 1 minute, 36 seconds. So that's perfectly between the 1 and 2 minute time frame. And Kim as well. 1 minute, 32 seconds. Excellent. Precious, great job. 1 minute, 40 seconds. And Rodney on traditions, 1 minute, 20 seconds. Everybody did great. As we did the evaluations, Jelena spoke for 2 minutes and Kim spoke for 1 minute, 38. The grammarian report was for 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And I did not time myself on my timer's report, but I'm going to call it well done. Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Timer. And so next on the agenda, so as the General Evaluator, I will evaluate the entire meeting and I will proceed with that. So first on as part of the evaluation, the meeting opening by Toastmaster President Karen Baird. Karen Toastmaster was prepared and organized with an agenda and sent out prior to the meeting to everyone. The meeting officially started at 12:02 as Toastmaster Karen was waiting for key members on the agenda to join the meeting. And we then swiftly began just 2 minutes after our planned start time. Everyone was introduced properly, such as our guest and Toastmaster for today's meeting. And Karen, as always, does a wonderful job. Thank you, Toastmaster Karen, for this. Next, I will discuss evaluation of Toastmaster Rod Lewis for today. Toastmaster for the day, along with Toastmaster Karen, filled all roles prior to the meeting starting. Toastmaster properly introduced the topics master. What I really liked about Toastmaster Rod's style is definitely it makes the meeting agenda item when we move through agenda items to be seamless, and adds in information, some background information, or assists the next speakers to a smooth transition and provide some commentary after each agenda speaker. So that is very helpful to us. Uh, other the evaluation also will include meeting roles such as word of the day by Toastmaster Jeremy. That was a great word. It was something that we don't frequently use, exceed to request. And then, so that was a great job. You were very prepared in that. And our two speakers did a fantastic job in providing their speech on time, within the time limit. Additionally, in abiding by their for Jelena, you did, I think, an excellent job of reformatting your structure as per the comments that you received at the last meeting. And Karen jumped in as speaker one to fill in that role and providing us with a speech that was very helpful to us as new Toastmaster members and inspiring in moving forward with the Toastmaster skill building. On the table topics, uh, Toastmaster Theodore Mannings did a nice job of welcoming and inviting members to take on or volunteer for a table topic question, and also provided some feedback himself by himself regarding his favorite time of the summer, so that makes it a friendly and inviting environment. And I believe and our timer, grammarian, and evaluators stayed within time and offered insightful and thoughtful feedback to the speakers accordingly. And so I think that the meeting went well. And I think one item I would like to provide as an opportunity for improvement is handing over the proper control to the next speaker. Sometimes we're not doing that, and that would be helpful. And so that was one point. So thank you so much. I'll hand it back to our Toastmaster for the day, Toastmaster Rod.
Thank you very much, Rika. I do appreciate the comments. One thing I'd like to kind of clear up a little bit, Karen, you can help me. Going down to our agenda, I don't know if there's a way we can put at the beginning of our meeting an introduction, like in bold print, introduce, timer, and grammarian, introduce, so that they can tell others what they do in case there's a new member, then they know what they do. And then as we go down through the agenda, I know you can't see it probably here, but you have evaluator 1 and 2 and 3, but they're all part of the general evaluating team. So if we could put that below general evaluator so that she or he can announce them.
Okay.
Or is it the Toastmaster's responsibility to announce the evaluators? Which one? Can you help me there? Is it the general evaluator?
According to Toastmasters International, the evaluation portion of the meeting is supposed to be led by the general evaluator who would introduce those members of the team.
Okay.
Although I do like the idea of announcing at the beginning of the meeting who is evaluating the speakers, announcing all the roles for the sake of the guests, and just to make sure that everybody is aware of their roles, such as myself forgetting that I was timer until it was time to do table topics.
That's okay. I just wanted to know if that adjustment could be made on the agenda. That way it kind of flows a little bit better with especially with the general evaluator. They know, looking down at it, oh, I'll now introduce my evaluator 1, now 2, now 3, now my timer, now my grammarian. for
That
me,
makes good sense.
it's all,
I can update okay, I was saving this for later, but we have a new slate of officers coming in. So I'll ask Jeremy Hill, who's going to be our new vice president of PR, to look at our agenda and update it to make a permanent update to the agenda template so we can include that going forward.
does that make sense, Jeremy? To you?
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, yes.
All right. And I just wanted to circle back, cover it once more, just to make sure that my understanding is mutual. Can you explain it to me one more time?
Okay. So on the agenda, as you're going down through it, you get the Toastmaster, the word of the day, so everybody can use it.
Mhm.
And then I would like to stick in there, introduce evaluator team. For example, timer, introduce timer, grammarian, and evaluator and what they do.
Mhm.
That way, new Toastmasters or visitors can see, oh, this is what's going to happen in the meeting. And
Okay.
then when you get down to the general evaluator, put the evaluators under the general evaluator. So once I turn it over to the general evaluator or whoever
Mhm.
turns it over, they can see this is my agenda now. I have the evaluator 1, 2, and 3, and then the timer and grammarian under the heading of general evaluator. Does that
Okay.
make
Yes.
yeah,
Basically, just to name it out and list it out, so whoever
right.
is the general evaluator can see who those people are and list those people. And then right after the word of the day, that's when we can
Yes.
have a interjection in the meeting, or just as far as the meeting agenda. And then we'll have you want it. It was an
So
interjection about.
under the word of the day, under the word of the day, you put introduce evaluating team.
Okay. Or
Then the time
should we just
grammarian.
do the general evaluator for time's sake, and then we can, so we're not taking so much
We could
time,
do that. We could
because
do
the
that.
general evaluator will then introduce everyone that's going to be
We
listed
could
on there.
perfect.
Perhaps,
Yes.
may I suggest, Toastmaster Rod?
Yes.
And I know we're out of time, we're past time, but perhaps we have, not to make the agenda too, maybe looking at a column of role, or just because I think we're trying to insert the role of,
Yes.
these bigger roles or the more significant roles on the agenda. So yeah, there are various ways of doing that. What you suggested is fine too. But I think that it's very helpful for someone like myself. I've never been the general evaluator, and I apologize,
Right.
got that a little
Exactly.
bit confused. I knew that I had to introduce them, but I didn't know that I was introducing through the agenda when it was time for them to come on. So that would be helpful
Right.
for, new
Yeah.
people like myself. Now going forward, I know.
I just wanted to help you so that when someone's new and
Yes,
the first time they can see this is my responsibility, one, two, three,
right.
and whatever.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
we had this issue in my other club, so I took the initiative to put together some templates, some documents that kind of go through each role and then a master script. So if you guys think that would be helpful, I can share that with you.
Yes,
yeah, send
please
that
do.
out.
Please do. And
Thank you.
what we can do is we'll send it out in an email, but we'll put it also in the Google Drive space for the club.
Right.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah,
I
I
will.
was surprised to not find this kind of resource on Toastmasters, so I just created
Yeah,
it
it's on
myself.
the Toastmasters. They have, but not everything like that we do, the way we do it is on there. So that would be really helpful.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm going to speed this along. We are out of time. I'm going to turn it over to Karen. Just letting you know, this is the last month of our Toastmaster year
Okay.
as far as education goes. So I'll turn it over to Karen to finish this out. Karen,
Thank
please
you.
take control.
I want to say that I need Troy. I need to get a few minutes of your time with this week, because I need for you to approve my educational goal completion. And with that, we will have completed 5 goals towards our Distinguished Club program, but we still need 1 more paid member in order to be eligible to receive the award. So we're working on getting that 1 more paid member. I would like to also at this time thank our guests for attending, and since Vanessa is a brand new guest, I'd like to get her feedback on what she saw, her impressions of the meeting, if she has any feedback for us. Vanessa, what do you think?
Thank you for not blocking me out. It's not afraid of strangers. I just want to say that I really felt like I needed to have a listening ear. I was invited by Precious to show up, and we both have high communication with each other over the voice, so important to us. And so I believe that this is so far from what I felt through the phone that it's necessary for me to embrace a group of people that will help me enhance, my communication skills. And I like the format. I didn't feel threatened. To just sit on the side and listen. You guys didn't point me out and say, "Hey, who are you?" So that was nice. And I just believe that what you have going on is well put together. Um, I'm just interested in learning some more about how it works. And thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Let me
Thank you
stay.
for your feedback, Vanessa. And I would like to extend to Vanessa and Kim, both of our guests, that you're very welcome to visit again at any time, but we hope that you would be impressed enough to join our club. So Vanessa, you
Absolutely.
would put your contact information in the chat. I would like
Mhm.
to send you an application to look over and look over some information about our club. Also,
Okay.
and this is meant as an incentive, not as a twisting arm, but Rodney and I have agreed that we will sponsor the membership for the next person who joins, because we really want to get that next member in before the end of the club year. So if either one of you would be interested in joining our club, we will be happy to sponsor you. We're going to split that cost between us, because we really want you as new members of Innovative Orators. So consider that when you see the application and the information about the club. Wrapping up quickly, I did make some calls yesterday about upcoming officers for the next club year. And we have all the officer roles except for vice president of membership. We have all the officer roles filled. I'm very happy about that. I'll be sending out an email about that. So our new officers for the year will be Theodore is secretary, Toy will be our VP of education, Jeremy, our VP of PR. Jelena will be our new president. I will continue on as treasurer, and we still have that open position as vice president of membership. So if you know someone or want to nominate somebody for that role, please feel free to send that information to me, and we'll ask that person nominated if they would like to fill that role. With that's all the information that I have at this time. I don't want to go over. And so I'll return control to our Toastmaster, Rodney.
All right, we went over. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry we went over, but it was an enjoyable day. So I will let you go right now. Take care.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned.
Yeah, I'm going to hang on for a bit.
Okay. All right.
unless you have somewhere to go.
I see Vanessa has given me her contact information, so I've got that in the chat. My Zoom is acting a little odd today. I couldn't send individual messages. It could only go to everyone. And
Yes.
also I wasn't able to like minimize or, make my screen smaller. So I don't know if Zoom had an update or Windows had an update, or maybe I just have something a little off. I'm glad you were here today, Precious.
Mine's doing the same.
Precious, I'm really glad you were here today.
Glad. Yeah, I'm glad
Made the effort. I hope you're
here
feeling
today.
better.
Yeah.
Toy,
Yeah, I'll be working on my next speech.
Oh, good, good.
Awesome.
So Toy,
Yeah,
I
I'll be
completed my
working on that.
level, I completed my level 4, but I can't approve my own level completion. So when you have the time available, we can go on to Toastmasters Pathways website together, and I can walk you through giving me the credit for having completed that speech.
Okay.
Or completed that level, I mean.
Okay.
All right. So what's up, Rodney? Are you?
Oh, not much. I just wanted to say thank you very much. You do so much for this club. And my offer stands. As soon as we get somebody as a likely candidate, I will gladly send you money in PayPal. I just
Oh,
updated my PayPal. So
mhm.
you send me the link and I will send you money.
Oh,
And
wonderful. Thank you.
you
Thank
tell,
you.
you tell me how much it is and I'll send it to you.
Well, if somebody joins in June, it would be June, July, August. That's 40 plus 20. So it'd be $60 total, so $30 each.
Yes.
So that would be.
I like that. It's not as much for the person.
Mhm.
Say they do join later in the year. It's a little bit less since they have to pay that new member fee.
Well, you know
You
what? I'm sorry, I forgot to turn off the recording. Let me do that now.